Hi, everyone, and it's such an honor to be opening this incredible Smart Money Summit 2025, themed The New Money Era, How Africans Are Creating Digital Wealth. And I've titled my keynote, Beyond Currency, The Rise of the Value-Driven African. When I got the invitation to do this keynote, I laughed because the theme made me pause for a second. The new money era. I thought, wait, I'm still on my own journey to the kind of wealth that I dream of. But then I smiled because it reminded me of something powerful. Wealth is not only about money, it is about value, it is about influence, and it is about legacy. Now, when I look at my own journey, I realize that I have been wealthy all along. Well, I've been wealthy all along. Well, probably since I can remember, or let me say, since I am wise enough to understand what wealth is. And why do I say so? This is because I've been wealthy in relationships. I've been wealthy in access. I've been wealthy in experience. I've been wealthy in impact, and I've made in the impact that I've made on others, right? So, and the doors that this impact have opened up to me, incredible. Like, I'll keep telling you what I'm saying, right? So today, as we talk about the new money era, my goal is to invite you to see wealth differently, okay? I want you to see wealth beyond money. Money is just one unit out of many units of wealth. All right. So, my invitation to you as I deliver my speech is to see wealth differently. Because the truth is, as Africans, we must not just chase wealth. Did you hear me? We must not just chase wealth. We must redefine it. The old definition or the general definition of wealth was simple. You were considered rich or wealthy if you had land, if you had money, if you had status. But let me tell you something. Today, in 2025, we are living in a world where someone in Nairobi, Kenya, someone in South Africa, someone in Namibia can make impact and income from their phones. Where's my phone? From your phone, right? This tiny device. Okay, so yeah, this is the world that we find ourselves in. You can make money from your phone. You can create impact. You can influence people just from sitting in the corner of your office being sometimes even Zoom, right? Or sometimes your own bedroom, right? Depending on where you are on your own journey. So our phones are now beyond just devices. And the reason I'm talking about phone is because most of you that are going to be watching this here today, you're probably connecting from different parts of the world. And you are most likely connecting with your phone, right? Or your laptop. So let's just say your digital devices, right? Now, these devices, your phone, your laptop, they've become your banks. They've become businesses. They've become classrooms. They've become the stages. I am standing here today as if I am live with you in a room on a stage, but you're watching me right now through your devices. So it means that our devices, our phones, our laptops can become our banks. Yes, they already are, but just in case you are just starting your own journey, it can become your bank, it can become your business, it can become your classroom and your stages if you know how to use it well. And that's what excites me most about being African right now. We're not just participants in the new digital wealth ecosystem. We are architects of it because we are making it work for us despite the third world fence. Most of us are working twice as hard, 3 times as hard as our counterparts in other parts of the world. Yet, we are finding ways, creating means to thrive in the midst of oppositions and unfavorable environments. If one, if two, if three, or if 10 of us can do it, then 1,000 of us can. 1,000,000 of us can do the same thing. And that is why a summit like this is vital, where you learn from those who are on that path and who are there probably a few steps ahead of you to show you and to tell you what the journey feels like. My hope for you today is that you pick up what is most important for you for your journey, depending on where you are on your journey, that you pick what applies to you there on your way to going to the next level of that journey for you. And I hope that you listen to all the speakers that are going to come here to speak to you today, okay? Regardless of, whether you know them or not, just be open-minded to receive what it is that they have to share with you today. Let me call them the new wealth triad, okay? 3 things I want to share with you. I want to leave with you today from this keynote. There are 3 things or 3 major currencies that are driving this new money era that we have tapped into. So I'm tagging them the new wealth triad, okay? Number 1 is the currency of value, what you know. Your skill, your knowledge, your experience, that's your first bank account. Should I say that again? Your skill, your knowledge, your experience is your first bank account. So I want you to ask yourself these questions. 1, what problem do I solve? Ask yourself. I'm asking myself, what problem do I solve? And who gets better when I solve this problem? Who gets better because I exist? Take a moment to ask yourself these questions. You see, the people that we celebrate as wealthy today are those ones who found a way to serve more people with their value, all right? And that's the new definition of wealth. The number of lives transformed by what you offer, by what I offer, my skill, your skill, my knowledge, your knowledge, my experiences, your experiences. So number 1, the currency of value, what you know. Number 2 of the triad I spoke about is the currency of connection, who you know, and also who knows you. There are 2 different things. For you to know me and for me to know you back, okay? So we know a lot of people, right? There are some of us, because we probably stay a lot online, we know a lot about some of our celebrities, but they don't know that you even exist, right? So this currency I'm talking about, this currency of connection, is a two-sided coin, right? Knowing people and people knowing you, right? So it's important that you know how to wield this currency. Now, you've heard it said that your network is your net worth. In this digital age, it is not a cliche, but the truth. And when I say connection, I'm talking about meaningful, value-based relationships. Every major door that has opened up in my life has come through a person. And guess what? Most of these doors, and most of the time, it wasn't from people that I was chasing after, that I was farming after. No, it was from people that I served, people that I connected with on a value-based level. Remember, number 1, the currency of value, and number 2 now, the currency of connection. When you show up with authenticity and generosity, your name starts to enter rooms you have never been in. I'll say that again. When you, my friend, show up with authenticity and with generosity, your name starts to be mentioned in rooms that you probably do not have the opportunity on your own to get into. Now, I remember that my first paid job, my first paid MC gig here in the UAE, it was in 2021. A few months before that time, I had volunteered I belonged to a community called One Community, but this community was predominantly, it had many people from different countries, but majority are Indians. And so there is a celebration that Indians celebrate towards the end of the year, I think probably this October or November. It's called Diwali. It's a celebration of light. So I belong in the community. And when it was time for the community to have this event, it was going to be a fun event, a fun evening of dining and playing games and all of that. I volunteered that I wanted to be the MC. And they obliged, you know. As a matter of fact, they dressed me up like them. Like one of the community members was like, okay, you have to look like us. And I went to her place and she gave me, you know, an Indian attire to wear. Well, long story short, I did that emceeing, fun. We all had fun and it was great. Just volunteering to do that at that event. Guess what? A few months later, in another group that I don't even belong in, one of the one community members was in that group. I think it was a group of entrepreneurs. Another entrepreneur came on that group to say, I need an MC and I need an African MC. This person who was a member of the one community, who has seen me, you know, perform on stage, dropped my name. She didn't even know the person who was asking for this service, but she dropped my name. The person did not really come back to her to ask questions like, okay, who is this person? Just because of that room that they belong to together, this person took that recommendation, came for me, told me this is this and this is what they want to do. And I said, yes. And that was it. No extra, okay, send me your portfolio. Let me see what and what you've done before. And I believe it was because in that room that they both belonged to, there is a level of trust that they had there. So in a way, I was able to leverage that trust, even though I was not in that group, because I volunteered my service in this other group. Did that make sense to you, right? Do you see what I mean? So these are the kind of things I'm talking about. The value there and the connection. And for me, you know, it's like just having or leveraging that trust. That's legacy for me. That is what I personally call legacy wealth, because I was not in that room, but I was able to get something from that room because somebody has seen what I could do and just vouched for me. So again, please, as we continue, as you think about earning money, as you think about making money in the digital space, remember your value, who you know, your connection, who you know, your value, what you know, your connection, who you know, and who knows you are very, very important currencies. All right. Number 3 of the triad is the currency of consistency, how you show up. Now, you can be gifted, you can be skilled, you can be connected, you can be the best thing that has happened since sliced bread. But let me tell you something, if you are inconsistent, you become invisible. All right. Now, in this era, your presence is your brand, and your brand is your magnet. I'll say it again. In this era, this digital era, this new money era that we all want to get a piece of the pie, your presence is your brand, and your brand is your magnet. Now, it is why I personally teach women how to master their presence, how to show up, and how to shape the way that you are perceived. Because the world doesn't pay for potential, they pay for presence. There is a way you show up in a place and people just feel like, hey, can we afford this person? It's something that you can grow. It's a skill that you can get into. Not fluff, not acting, not playing, not pretending, but actually genuinely growing into that kind of persona, genuinely curating that kind of perception, right? You show up like you mean it, even before the results show up, okay? This is something that I want to leave with us because I believe that there'll be young people here that will be watching this. See, everything takes process. I know you are now in the era where there's AI, there is all this sort of tools that make things come fast and easy, like fast. Let's do this in 2 seconds, in 3 seconds. That's great. But anything that is of value that will last takes process. It takes process. Look at you as a human being. It took process for you to be developed to where you are today. It took process for you to grow from a baby to an infant, to a toddler, to a child, and now to a teenager, a preteen, an adult. It took process. So anything that is going to be sustainable in life takes process. So show up. Show up consistently. Show up even when it feels like nobody is looking at you. Show up and show up good. Like this is your last chance, or this is your only chance. Show up like that always. It helps you bring your best foot forward at every given time. And guess what? You don't know. You don't know the time. I mean, yes, you really don't know when you're going to meet that person that would probably switch the story for you. You don't know when you're going to sign that deal that will switch things for you. See, the moment you sign the deal is not the moment that deal was signed. The moment you signed the deal was the moment the person saw you for the value that you carry. The person, the company, the organization, whatever applies to you, is the moment they saw the value that you carried and approached you to even have that conversation. It's not just the moment you signed the paper. It's not just the moment you said yes to that invitation. It's not just the moment you agreed to do that collaboration. It's the moment the person saw you, cited you, and said, I think this person will be good for this collaboration. So why? That is why you have to show up every time with your best self. Okay? Now, let me tell you another personal story, okay? I've been on stages since I was like 8 years old, from church, choir, singing, to hosting main events, mega events with thousands of people, right? And now to coaching visionary women. Like, this is what you must know, okay? Every stage, every platform, and even now it's interesting because platforms, before when you think of platforms, you think of big stages, but now even your phone is a platform. Your Instagram live is a platform. Your TikTok live is a platform. So when you think of it that way, you will be very intentional about how you're showing up and the kind of perception you're building around yourself. So every stage for me wasn't about just performing. It was about becoming this woman of value, becoming this person whose words can be trusted, becoming this person who people want to be associated with. And so that kind of guided the way that I've been showing up from the beginning. And when I look back, I realized that my first capital wasn't really money. It was courage. Yes. And I want to say that to you as well. Most times, your first capital is not the money. Most of you are sitting on gold, on wealth, because you feel like, I still need to do one thing. I need to get this degree. I need to get this certification. I just need to get a better phone. I just need. Meanwhile, the real thing that is stopping you is fear. It's because you are afraid of being judged, afraid of being seen as foolish, afraid of being questioned, afraid of being rejected. And all of these fears are valid. But my dear, you cannot allow it stop you from showing up courageously. All right? So my courage to show up, really, when I wasn't sure, is what set me on the stage. So my first, as I can remember, right? As I can remember. It was showing up on a stage in church and all of that. But I also remember that the first one I can actively remember that is not like, when I say church back then, it's like maybe you are in where I was in the children department, that, you practice and then also you come and present something, maybe like a Bible verse or whatever, right? But the first time that I remember that I took it upon myself, nobody was there to say, oh, go and do this. I took it on myself because I saw that there was a need for somebody to show up, and I stepped up, right? I remembered vividly. It was a service, nobody was around, like no pastor or leader was around, and time for service is there, and I was there, and I stepped up. I started the service, started with prayer, started the worship before the people started to come in, and that was my first, that was my first capital in me, that has now grown into this where I am being invited, being paid good money to do what I love to do, show up on stages, right? So the courage to show up when I wasn't sure, the courage to speak when my voice was shaking, the courage to keep going when no one was clapping. And that courage has compounded over the years. I mean, since probably I was 8 up until now, we're talking 30-something years, right? Of showing up courageously on different stages at different points. I have been in a room of just a few people at a kids' party, and I was so afraid I couldn't even function. But that being afraid, being aware, and knowing that what happened there, and learning from that experience and showing up again, even after messing up, right? That courage is my currency, not the money. Okay. So I'm saying this to tell you that some of you are holding back because you feel you need one extra thing, but actually the main thing you need is the courage to show up and keep showing up consistently until you break even, until you break through, until the right eyeballs see you. So let me ask you this. What do you carry that the world needs to experience? Because in this new money era, you are both the asset and the investment. I'll say that again. You, my friend, are the asset and you are also the investment. It means that you are the one that will invest first in yourself before others invest in you. And you are the asset because you are the value. You are the one who carries the value that the world needs to see. And so the earlier you realize that, the faster your wealth multiplies. Stop waiting for validation from people. Stop waiting until you have certain number of followers for you to show up. Stop waiting, stop feeling bad, and stop wounding yourself because you made a post and nobody liked it, then you went to go and delete it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop shrinking your light just because someone else hasn't recognized that brilliance that you carry. You have people, I know, I have experienced it too, even family members who told me I could not amount to anything. But today I'm like, okay, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Is there more? Yes, there is more. But when I look back, I am grateful for how far I have come, for the kind of relationships I have, for the kind of rooms I've been able to step into, for the kind of space that I occupy in the lives of people. Okay? So yes, stop shrinking. Stop being afraid. Stop waiting for validation and stop waiting for the perfect time because it will never come. There's no such thing as perfection. Just keep going. You keep getting better, but you will never be perfect. So stop letting that stop you. All right? All right. So this is your time. This is your time. This is our time. This is our time as Africans to rise and create wealth through value, through our voice, and through visibility. Show up consistently. Create connection and be a person of value. Be a person who creates, who gives, and who receives value. All right. So as I close, I want to leave you with this. If you remember nothing else from this conversation, from this keynote, remember this. Wealth begins the moment you decide to value your story, your skill, and your service. Money is great, but legacy is what lasts, right? And when you combine both, money, having wealth, having riches, and legacy, then you become truly unstoppable. All right? So please remember, legacy is what you build. Legacy, success is what you build today, but legacy is how you are remembered. So have both as a side, two sides of one coin. You're building success in the now, but you're also building legacy for the future. When you are not here anymore, what will we say about you? What would people continue to enjoy from you? Till tomorrow, we are still enjoying the words of Madiba, right? All the wise words he said, his story, okay? So it means Maya Angelou, we're still enjoying her poems, right? So that's legacy. So be intentional, right? And here is to us becoming architect of our own new money era. Each of us and collectively also doing that. So if this message resonates with you, I hope it reminds you that your value is your wealth. So keep showing up. The world needs your brilliance. Thank you so much for having me, and enjoy the rest of the summit. Please drop something that is coming through for you from all I've said. Drop it in the comments. You can also clip, type some of the words that jumped at you from this keynote speech, and tag me on social media at Global Energetic EJ on Instagram. Tag me in your stories and I will repost it. But thank you so much for being here, and do enjoy the rest of the summit.